Hey, welcome to the channel. In this episode, we're going to be tying up and fishing a super easy blockhead style foam popper. My son's actually going to give me a hand on this, so stick around. Hope you enjoy it. We got our poppers tied on. Which one you got on there, dude?
The green one.
You got the green one on your 5-weight. I've got the yellow one. That one didn't get eyes on it, but got the yellow one on a 6-weight. And we're going to see if we can get into some largemouth bass here on the lake.
Yep.
All right, let's get it, dude. Okay, no matter where you're at in your fly fishing journey, you got to admit, popper fishing is an absolute blast. And it's especially great for beginning fly anglers because it is so visual. The eats are visual, and you get to work on your cast. You just cast over and over and over, just making short casts. You don't have to worry about getting a good drift. You don't have to worry about getting a nice soft landing. Honestly, the harder it splashes, the better you do. There you go. What do you got? A little sunfish?
Yeah, he's a small one.
Let's see it.
Small.
That's all right. All right, throw him back in there. There you go, sit. Oh, bummer. That's okay. Just keep working it. There it is, set it. Yeah, buddy, what do you got? Bring it around here. There you go, bring it on around. All right. Looky there, bud. There you go. Pitch it in the water. All right, hold up. What do you got there?
Bass.
Yeah, not bad. A little largemouth, huh?
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Let him go.
On the popper.
Yep, caught 2 fish. Now you got a fish, Dad.
All right. I hope you guys enjoyed that clip of my son fishing. He has honestly been one of my biggest fans since I started this YouTube channel. So I wanted to be sure and include him in this video. In the vise, we've got a number 6 Kona extra strong streamer hook. And for the thread, we're just using Uni 140 denier thread and chartreuse. And the main body of this fly is going to be the Blockhead popper heads from Rainey's. And this is the medium size. Here you can see I used a razor blade to cut a slit down the middle of it. You always want to pre-fit that and make sure it's going to fit correctly. I like to cut a little deeper on the front than the back. And for the tail on this fly, I like to use Marabou. If you've purchased woolly bugger Marabou that has the stiff stems and short fibers in the past, this is a great place to use it. I honestly can't stand this style of woolly bugger Marabou. I like the blood quill Marabou. It's so much more versatile. So like I said, this is a great place to use it up. Once you get that tied in, go ahead and pull you off about 3 barred silly legs. Tie those in where they land at an angle, and then flip them over, kind of get a V-tie on the opposite side. I failed to mention this earlier, but whenever you're tying in your Marabou tail and your rubber legs, make sure that they don't extend past where your blockhead is going to sit. Then go ahead and cut those about 3/4 of an inch behind your Marabou. Then I'm going to take some red, just Chinese strung saddle hackle here. And no matter what color of Marabou or blockhead I'm tying in, I almost always use red for this saddle. It just makes a great trigger. And then at this point, I'm going to go ahead and add a liberal amount of super glue and put my blockhead on. You want to move pretty quickly here. You only have about 2 seconds once that foam touches that super glue before it starts to set. Once you've got that popper head on and everything lined up, be sure and pinch that gap tight and hold it for about 30 seconds. Once you've let it set up initially, go ahead and get your thread out of the way, get your hackle pliers, and start winding that hackle behind that popper head. And just remember, we're tying popper head here. We're not tying a mayfly, so the hackle doesn't have to be perfect. Once you've got that hackle tied in place, go ahead and get a few secure thread wraps to really secure that down and bind it down. You may have to wet your fingers and pull that hackle back and wet it down. Once you've got it down and secured in place, take some super glue, add to your thread, and get a couple more thread wraps. And honestly, you could just quit right here. Just let that super glue hold it and not even worry about whip finishing it. But I'm gonna go ahead and cut this stem out of the way and add a quick whip finish by hand. All right, and for our next material, we're gonna add rubber legs to the head itself. And I like using the round rubber legs here. They just seem to hold their shape a little better in the water. Use a bodkin, go ahead and pierce a hole all the way through just above the hook shank. And then you don't need a really fancy tool. All you need is a bobbin threader. I've found these actually work really great for pulling rubber legs through popper heads. Once you get those rubber legs pulled all the way through, go ahead and add just a little bit of super glue to the top and bottom and pull that into the middle of the popper head. And then you may want to add just a little bit of super glue to seal off that far side. The side that you pulled it through will already have super glue on it. And then use your bodkin to go ahead and separate those two rubber legs. You want to work kind of quickly here because if those have any super glue on them at all, they don't take very long to set up, and then you'll just tear up the rubber legs. And then for the eyes, honestly just use craft store googly eyes or wiggle eyes. I really like these on these popper heads because they rattle and add a little bit of noise and a little bit of three-dimensional look to them. But you can use whatever kind of eyes you want. Just use a gel super glue. Use a bodkin to help set those eyes so you don't glue your fingers to the popper head. Once you get those set in place, give them a little bit of a squeeze, and this popper is finished. Thanks guys for watching. Hope you enjoyed the video.